It has occurred to me that some of you might like to see how to apply ground cover to a vertical face like this. So I'm going to show you. All right, tools I'm going to use, I have a brush for spreading the ground cover, a brush for spreading the white glue, plain old Elmer's white glue. This is an atomizer spray. I like working with the finer spray, but it's really not important as long as you can control the spray. This is mixed approximately 1 part white glue to 15 parts water. This is a blend that I've made using Woodland Scenic's burnt grass in the fine turf and earth blend in the fine turf and also yellow grass. So I've mixed those together to form this. Now at the base of my vertical I'm going to use straight blended turf. It's more brown than it is green, and then I will put in the blended turf on the top and some more burnt grass on the very top where the water doesn't run down the side, and then I'll sprinkle some fine turf into it when I get a chance. So that's what I'm going to be using. Alright, I'm going to start at the top and spread my glue. Okay, I've got to get the nozzle closer on the vertical face and stop short of the bottom here because it's going to flow down there. Okay. I'm going to wet my brush a little bit and then start painting it on wherever I want the grass to stick. Remember, if you get grass someplace where you don't want it, you can always scrape it off later. A little more water and spread it around. So once it's spread, it will stop falling. Now if we get some grass down here in the rock, we're going to have grass in the rock anyway, so don't worry about it. If you really don't want any grass in a particular place where glue ended up, you can always scrape it off later. Okay, once we have this on, set my brush in my glue so it doesn't get hard. Take my spoon and here, of course, on the top, gravity is putting the grass where I want it. Remember, this is the blended grass. Okay. So, how do I get it on the face? Well, I'll put some of this is the earth blend, and can you see me? Just blowing. Okay. Now, any place in here where I didn't get any of the earth blend to cover it, that's why I had the undercoat on there. All right, now I'm going to spread a little yellow grass on the top. Where on earth did I put my spoon? There it is. Just a little bit of the yellow grass. Okay, now as you can see, this stuff will blow away. So how do you keep it from blowing away? That's where your fine spray comes in. Hold it back far enough that the spray itself doesn't blow it away, and then spray it till it gets wet. You want it nice and wet because the wetter it is, the more glue is going to be there. And then when the water evaporates, you'll have nothing but glue left. But it does another thing. It leaves you another sticky surface. Okay? So, again, tiny amount of yellow grass. And let me put some plain burnt grass on the top. And again, it should stick to the glue that was sprayed on. Alright? Now, then you can let that dry. Now, if you wanted to do any mixing, you could use your brush and mix it while it's dry. You know, before you spray this. But as I saw it, it looked just fine to me, so I didn't do any mixing. I've refocused my camera so I can bring it in a little closer for you to see. And now we have our ground cover, and once it's dried, and that should be 20 minutes or so, I'll go around with a vacuum cleaner and I will suck up all of the ground cover that blew into places where there wasn't any glue, like in my river. And as you can see the difference over here, you can see on the left where we have ground cover, and on the right where we only have the undercoat. So that's all there is to applying ground cover to a vertical surface. And here is the rest of my mountaintop. As you see, I have many vertical faces, and this method works very well. And this is the finished side over here by the waterfall. And the vertical faces take the ground cover very well. And I hope you've learned something from this clinic.